The most dangerous thing you carry through an airport isn't your suitcase. It's that tiny rectangle of paper in your hand. The one with your name, your seat, and a secret code that can decide whether your journey is smooth or an absolute nightmare. Your boarding pass is not a receipt. It's a live data card. It tells the airline who you are, where you're going, how much you paid, what you're allowed, how you'll be treated, and in some cases, whether security is about to pull you aside, swab your laptop, and grill you about your entire travel history. And the wild part? Most people stare at it, look for Gate 24, Seat 17A, and ignore everything else. Meanwhile, there are little combinations of letters and numbers printed all over it that quietly control your entire airport experience. So in this video, we're decoding the secret language of your boarding pass. By the end, you'll know which 4 letters you never want to see, which tiny number can get you bumped off your flight, which code you must never post online, and how airlines use this secret code to decide who boards first, who gets searched, and who gets stuck in the middle seat. Let's start with the scariest one. You walk up to the airport, check in, get your boarding pass. And right there, usually near the bottom or on the side, you see it. SSSS. 4 harmless letters that basically mean we're about to make your life harder. SSSS stands for Secondary Security Screening Selection. In plain English, you've been flagged for extra security. If you're flying to, from, or through the United States, this is a TSA thing. You won't see it on random domestic flights in most other countries. It's tied to US security protocols. What does it do? First, it often blocks you from getting a mobile boarding pass or printing at home. You're forced to go to the counter. Then, at security or at the gate, instead of breezing through, you're pulled aside. They scan your pass, the system lights up, and suddenly you're getting extra pat-downs. Your bag opened and checked piece by piece. Hands and electronics swabbed for explosive residue. More questions than everyone else. Sometimes it's random. Sometimes it's triggered by patterns. Lots of one-way tickets. Last-minute cash purchases. Certain routes or travel histories. Sometimes you're just unlucky. If you ever see SSSS on your pass, here's what it really means. Your boarding process just got longer, and you need to be at the airport earlier than usual. It doesn't mean you're guilty of anything, but your boarding pass has basically raised its hand and told the system, check this person again. So that's the big scary one. But it's not the only secret code on your pass. Now look at another part of your boarding pass. A weird 6-character mix of letters and numbers that doesn't look like a seat or a flight number. Something like F9K3LQ or R2M7ZP. That's your PNR, Passenger Name Record, also called your booking reference or record locator. To you, that code means the thing I type in to pull up my booking. To the airline and border agencies, it's a key. Scan it or type it in, and it unlocks your entire travel record, your full name and date of birth. All flights in that booking, not just this one. Your contact details, special meal requests, wheelchair assistance, unaccompanied minor notes. Even sometimes how you paid, your frequent flyer number, and past travel history linked to that profile. Here's the crazy part. Even if you tear off your name, that code can still be used to pull up your data on less secure systems. There have been real cases where people found old boarding pass photos online, typed the PNR into a website, and accessed someone else's itinerary. So, when you throw away your boarding pass in a public bin or post it proudly on Instagram with the barcode and PNR in full frame, you're basically dropping your travel ID card on the floor and hoping nobody picks it up. If there's one practical rule you take from this video, let it be this. Never share the readable parts of your PNR and barcode online. Blur it, rip it, or keep the boarding pass as a souvenir and not as content. Now, zoom in again. At the bottom of many boarding passes, you'll see something like SEQ008, or just a number near the bottom corner. This looks boring. It is not boring. That SEQ number is your sequence, the order in which you checked in. So SEQ008 means you were the 8th person to check in for that flight. SEQ162 means you were late in the game. Why does this matter? Because airlines quietly use this to make decisions when things go wrong. On some carriers, early check-in means a better seat assignment. If you haven't pre-selected a seat, the system often assigns good ones to lower sequence numbers first. On overbooked flights, that same SEQ number can be one of the factors used to decide who gets bumped. You checked in last and you're on the cheapest fare? If someone has to be voluntarily or involuntarily removed, the sequence number is right there, helping that decision along. So when you think, I'll just check in whenever, doesn't matter, remember, that small number can literally be the difference between sitting on the plane or watching it leave without you. Next, take a look at the single letter that usually appears next to your seat or in the class or fare area. You might think everything is just economy, premium, or business. The airline doesn't. Letters like Y, M, H, B often mean economy fares. J, C, D, I can refer to business class buckets. There are dozens of these. They don't just say where you sit, but what kind of ticket you have. 2 people in 17A and 17B might both be in economy with the same legroom, same food, same miserable upright nap. But their codes might be completely different. One might have a flexible fare with change options, upgrades, higher mileage earning. The other might be on a rock-bottom special that earns almost no miles and can't be changed without heavy fees. From the airline's perspective, those tiny letters are a priority map. Who paid more? Who they treat as high-value revenue? Who is first in line for upgrades, rebooking, and protection when things break? So the secret code here, not all economy passengers are equal. Your single-letter fare class quietly decides how the computer feels about you when chaos hits. Now let's talk about SSR codes, special service requests, the little acronyms that tell staff what you need and what you prefer. You may never see these written out on your boarding pass anymore because a lot of them now live inside the barcode. But they still exist. They're the shorthand that says things like, you've ordered a vegan meal, you need wheelchair assistance, you're an unaccompanied minor. You have a nut allergy. They look like nonsense. SRVGML, SRBBML, SRWCHC. But each of those codes is a tiny instruction to the system. Treat this passenger differently. For example, VGML equals vegetarian/vegan-type meal. BBML equals baby meal. WCHC equals wheelchair, needed, can't walk to seat. On top of that, there are internal seat characteristic codes mapped to letters. W for window seat, aisle, rear of aircraft, quiet zone, and so on. You might not see Q for quiet zone printed, but the system definitely knows that your seat is in that block. What does this mean for you? It means that even when your boarding pass looks simple, it's actually carrying a full profile of how the crew should handle you. You're not just passenger 23 in seat 14C. You're passenger with wheelchair boarding, vegan meal, checked in early, flying on a discount economy code, sequence 007, no SSSS, loyal member, window preference. All that is in the code. And then there's the barcode, or QR code, the black and white pattern that gets scanned at every checkpoint. To most people, it's just a digital stamp. In reality, that little pattern typically encodes your name, flight number, date, and route, seat number and boarding group, frequent flyer status, sometimes even security and check-in status. That's why at the gate, the agent can scan you and immediately tell, if you've gone through security, if you've been reseated, if you're on standby, if they owe you an upgrade or they can bump you. Some airlines also embed operational notes inside this data, like whether your bag is checked through, if you've been rerouted, or if your documents have been manually verified. So every time you hear that little beep at the gate, what's really happening is your personal flight story is being pulled out of that secret code. There's another quiet power your boarding pass holds: your boarding group. You might see Group 1, Zone 3, Priority, Main Cabin 2, all these variations. It looks like just an order. It's actually a status signal. Boarding group isn't just random order to avoid crowds. It's a layered system that says, are you elite status? Are you in a premium cabin? Did you pay extra? Are you in the cheap seats? When you board early, you get overhead bin space, more time to get comfortable, less stress. When you board last, you get overflow baggage taken away to the hold, panic finding space, more stress. That tiny group number isn't just logistics. It's how the airline rewards loyalty and fare level, and how it subtly nudges you to spend more next time so you never have to be Group 7 again. Even the sequence of letters and numbers in your ticket number or frequent flyer section can hold clues. Whether your ticket was issued by the airline or by a partner, whether you're on a reward ticket or a full cash fare, whether you're on a separate ticket that might not be protected if you miss a connection. Again, none of this looks like much when you glance at it. But for the people behind the counter, that string of numbers is a story. So why does any of this matter? Because once you understand the secret code on your boarding pass, you can start making smarter decisions every time you fly. You'll know that. If you see SSSS, you build in extra time and expect more questions instead of panicking. If your SEQ number is very high on a packed route and you're on a cheap fare, you know you're more vulnerable to getting bumped, so you might volunteer early for compensation instead of being surprised later. If you care about privacy, you'll stop posting uncensored photos of barcodes and PNRs. The most powerful code on that piece of paper isn't just what the airline knows about you. It's what you know about them. Because if you can read their language, you stop being just another passenger and start becoming someone who actually knows how the game is played. If this opened your eyes to what your boarding pass is really saying, don't just click away. Like this video, drop a comment telling me the weirdest or most stressful thing that's ever happened to you at an airport, and whether you've ever spotted one of these secret codes on your pass. Share this with that friend who always posts their boarding pass on their story. And if you want more deep dives into hidden systems that control your everyday life, hit subscribe and turn on notifications. Because the more you can read the codes, the less they can surprise you.